One hot summer night, your spouse, your girlfriend is home alone because you work the late shift. She's asleep, and she's startled all of a sudden by somebody trying to break into the back door. She grabs her cell phone and tries to get close enough to see, and she sees the shadow of someone assaulting the back door. And as his assault on the door becomes louder and more frantic, she realizes in what has to be an awful moment that she has minutes, perhaps seconds before he breaks through. And she calls 911. She does get through to the 911 dispatcher, and he takes her information. And then the dispatcher maybe becomes distracted and doesn't tell the officers what's happening. Responding officer is told only that there's some kind of disturbance in the area. He arrives 10 minutes later. Seeing and hearing nothing, he leaves after a few minutes, clearing the call. However, long after the officer leaves, your wife or girlfriend is being brutally beaten and repeatedly raped. The rapist is never caught. You get to come into this afterwards, and you're determined to do two things. You're going to buy a gun for your wife or girlfriend when she recovers, and you're going to sue the police. Coming out of Oregon's Josephine County, this was happening, and a woman called 911, and a recorded voice told her, due to budgetary constraints, we are only able to answer the phone from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. This is coming out of Josephine County. When that happened, when a woman was raped in her home after calling 911 and staying on the line for more than 10 minutes, she was told there was nobody to help her. Then, another case coming out of the same Josephine County. They had to fire 23 deputies after the 2012-2013 budget. Another call comes in. The dispatcher transfers the woman whose identity was not been published because she was a sex crime victim to the state police. That got even worse. The state police answered the phone and said they didn't have anybody to send. The dispatcher told him, I don't have anybody to send out there to you. You know, obviously, if he comes inside the residence and assaults you, can you ask him to go away? That's unbelievable. She was told to hide. She was told to do all this kind of stuff. We are alone, folks. When these things begin to happen, we are alone. Remember, the Supreme Court has said that the individual citizen, there's no guarantee, no obligation by law enforcement to protect you. So we're alone. Those of you that sit out there, that maybe listen to me and think I should be wearing a tinfoil hat or anything, you're never going to catch me in a moment where somebody's coming through my door and I don't have an option. When your only option is to go to 911, you don't have an option. Because in the ensuing time that it takes for them to respond, unless there is a police officer outside, and right outside your door, in that ensuing time, there's going to be all kinds of bad things happen to you. And it's going to change your life. Not for the better. Not for the better at all. Which man wants to come home and find out that his wife has been victimized, his girlfriend has been victimized? Who wants to be in a house where they're victimized while they're trying to sleep? Don't sit back and think somebody's going to help you. There is no help. You help you.
We need to do this every day of the week and just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way.
It's not about keeping guns out of the hands of law-abiding Americans, and I'm sick and tired of people lying to the American people.
We're not proposing a gun registration system. We're proposing background checks for criminals.
No one's taking away all the guns.
Everyone will be able to be armed. We will take all weapons.
I'd love to see that. In uniform.
You've heard it here. I'm on television, so everybody knows it. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in people's lawful right to bear arms. I will not take your shotgun away. I will not take your rifle away. I won't take your handgun away.
Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in.
Put it down.